Now we can talk about the multicast transformation in SSIS. What do you mean by the multicast transformation? So where we supposed to use them in the real time? Okay. So multicast transformation can be used to duplicate the input data set. It will take one input data set and it will give the number of outputs as a duplicate. Okay. For example, you have a one situation. Okay. You have a one situation. So I have a one data set which is applying the transformations in SSIS. Okay. So I would like to produce the number of files for the number of users. I mean, in my downstream systems, there are a number of dependencies there. Okay. That means whichever the file I'm going to produce with the help of my SSIS package, those packages are consumed by the another applications. Okay. In the downstream systems. For example, by the time, one client is expecting in CSV file, another client is expecting in text file, one client is expecting in Excel file, another client is expecting into the SQL server. In such a way, the same data, you want to load it into the multiple destinations. Okay, the same data without having any change, the same data. If you want to load it into the multiple destinations, by the time, we can use the multicast transformation. What it will do, the multicast transformation, it will take one data set as an input and it will produce the same data as a multiple outputs. That is nothing but multiple is nothing but the duplicate. Okay. So let's jump into the SS package, for example. Okay. So for example, where is my requirement? Where is my requirement? Yeah. For example, first, in my source system, this is my source system. AdventureWorks 2019 is my SQL server. Here I am getting the data. For example, sales order head. Okay, this is my data. So in my input data, I have only sales order ID. Sales order ID is a unique ID now. Okay, for example, I do have customer ID. Okay, and territory ID. Okay, and for example, total due. Okay, this is my data set. Okay, so my requirement is I would like to aggregate this data, and whichever the data we are getting after performing the aggregation, that data I would like to load it into the three destinations. One is text file, another one is CSV file, another one is Excel file. Okay, totally we have 31,465. So I would like to perform the aggregations instead of writing the SQL query. I would like to perform the aggregations in SSIS and load it into three targets. Okay, first let's create the new package. So okay, so let's rename the package with the ETL underscore multicast. Multicast transformation. Okay, so let's take the data flow task. Yeah, we are inside the data flow task. So here, what is my source? OLEDB source. Okay, so click on new, create the connection. So I would like to create my source connection. The database which is supposed to be pointed to AdventureWorks 2019 database, that is my source DB. Okay, here I do have a query, SQL query with me. So this query, Okay, so my source I have taken as a OLEDB source and connection was configured. Okay. Next, what my requirement is, I would like to perform the aggregate as well. Okay, to group the data and get the customer wise, customer and region wise data. Okay, so customer ID group by, territory ID group by, and the total due sum. Yeah, perfect for me. Yeah, now whichever the data it is coming after performing the aggregate data. Okay, so I would like to load into the three destinations. So at the same time, how to load the same data into the three destinations with the help of multicast. Okay, so let's have this. So one thing is, in multicast, you cannot modify anything, you cannot edit anything. But when it comes to the aggregate, for example, if you right click and select edit, then it will open something window which you're supposed to modify. Okay. But when it comes to the multicast, you can't modify anything in the task level. So now I will point to my destinations. One destination is my text file. Okay. One destination is supposed to go for the CSV file. One destination I would like to load it into Excel file. Okay. One destination, of course, that's your wish. OLEDB destination, for example, SQL Server. Another destination, if you want to load it as Oracle. So number of, it has taken one input data and it was producing the multiple outputs as a duplicate. The same data, it is loaded to this one, loaded to this one, loaded to this one, loaded to this one. Okay, first config the connections, create the connections. So in the output folder, I would like to produce them. Reason wise sales. Okay, this is my text file data. It should be loaded to one path, but I am keeping all them in a single path. But in the real time, for example, this is your loading into a text file, and this file will be there in one shared folder. This is the CSV file. So this will be go to the another shared path. In such a way you are doing. So let me, okay. So this is what it is. Customer sales dot CSV. Okay. So Excel, I would like to produce the Excel. I'm not sure whether it should produce or not. Okay, into the output. Customer region sales. Okay. I would like to save it as XLS. I think it should not work out for us. No, provider issue. Provider is gone. No. Okay. For example, these three sources, I would like to load the data. So my third one is this is SQL Server. Okay. For example, my target database I would like to create B13. Okay. Here I would like to load the data to my target table. My target table name I would like to keep multicast. Okay. Multicast. Simply click OK and go to the mapping. Yeah, perfect. Now if you see, yeah, totally from source 31,465 it came. After performing the group by and aggregate, it was becoming a 19,000. Okay, 119. So the same input number of records was loaded to the three destinations. Okay, so that is the purpose we can use the multicast transformation.